Right, Saturday night, 8 p.m, Chelsea take the trip to the Amex, or the Amex, however you say it, to take on Brighton in the fourth round of the FA Cup, a cup that we have a really, really good history in, but of recent have found it very, very hard to get our hands on. I am joined by the big dog, Mr. Josh Aveste, the channel fan favourite. How's things, mate?
Good. I'm ready to go and see our B team.
Your B team, yeah. I don't think it will be a B team.
No. Chelsea's B team.
Chelsea's beating. No,
Yeah.
our beating of Brighton. By the way, comment section, give him some love on the haircut. Everyone's been noticing it. Everyone's been liking it.
Thank you very much. I just said take me to the Joey night.
Yeah.
Like, just give me the Joey night.
Yeah, Joey Night special.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did he wank you off? No,
He did
sorry.
say to me-
I'm thinking of my massages, not my haircuts.
He did say to me, he said, do you want a skin fade? I went, I thought about it and went, Joey would like the skin fade.
I would like it. I do like it. I think it looks the bollocks, mate. Yeah.
I need the haircut more often. You do it every week, so I'm doing it every 5.
There you go.
So I need to sort it out.
There you go. Brighton.
Yeah.
Is this a derby?
It is now, isn't it?
It kind of is, but only for them.
Like, maybe we need to sacrifice another derby. Like, is there another game that we care quite a lot about in the Premier League that we need to sacrifice and put this one in? Because this is a big
I could give you one.
Go on.
I don't really, and it's fitting because we just played them, I don't really care about West Ham.
I think West Ham care about that game more than we do.
I think most teams care about these games more than we do.
Do you want
to know what games I care about?
Yeah.
Do you want to know what games I really
I
care
know,
about?
I know one answer is Leeds.
Leeds? I
Yeah.
care about beating Leeds.
I think you care. I think it wouldn't be my top of the list, but I think you still care about beating Spurs.
I care about beating Spurs, but like I'm quite like,
You don't really mind.
you know.
I think you care about Liverpool.
To an extent,
It's not
yeah.
a derby. But I think you
There's
care
one
about
match
that game.
you've missed that I really care about winning, and we won against them last season, but
Well, I was going to say Arsenal.
it's been a decade.
Man United.
Yeah, Man United. I care, and more specifically
so shite now.
at Old Trafford.
Yeah,
I care about winning at Old
Yeah.
Trafford. I want to win at Old Trafford,
Yeah.
and we ain't done it since fucking Fergie left.
I was probably there the last time.
Last
we did
man
it,
to
and I
score a
fucking
winner for
5-0.
Chelsea at Old
You've
Trafford.
asked me this and I've forgotten it. I can't remember.
I'll give you a clue. There's only one.
Claude Makalele.
No, there's only one.
Matter.
One matter.
Thank you, well done.
One matter.
I thought he was singing the song.
Yeah.
There's only one.
One Makalele. One Maka, two Maka, three Makalele. Right. So,
Yeah.
Brighton coming off the back of a cool little 7-0 pumping by our friends Nottingham Forest. Yeah.
Challengers.
Taking points off Nottingham Forest, not for everyone. That's where we're at now?
Yeah,
as
that's
Chelsea
where we're
fans,
at,
isn't it?
yeah,
Like, we
fuck's
didn't
sake.
even beat them. We boasted of the fact we took points off them. Yeah.
Well, how far we've fallen. Yeah. That was a pummeling. That was a weird result. I thought Brighton were going to do them.
Mate,
actually.
it's funny. If there's ever a way to come back from what was it they lost to Bournemouth? 5-0?
What, the Forest loss? Yeah, it was.
They lost 5-0 to
Yeah, because
Bournemouth.
there was a really good image of like, Brighton had beaten so-and-so. I think Brighton had beaten Bournemouth. Bournemouth had beaten Forest. And then, obviously, Forest had beaten Brighton. And it was all like 5-0s.
Yeah,
Weird.
mad, isn't it? Mad.
Yeah.
But if there is a way to come off the back of a 5-0 defeat, it's probably by going and pumping Brighton 7-0.
Yeah.
What do you make of Brighton? Because obviously, new manager, he comes in, he's like, is he our age? Is he younger than us?
He's late 30s, I think. Or
No, I think
mid-30s.
he's early 30s,
Is he
isn't he?
33? He's probably similar age to me. He's had a fantastic hair transplant, is all I know.
Is that
That's
hair
the best.
transplant,
Oh,
is
that's
it?
an unbelievable
What's the
hair
best
transplant.
hair transplant in football?
Antonio Conte.
Would you say?
Well, I mean, he had no hair and now he's got beautiful flowing locks.
Was it Rob
Rob
Holding?
Holding.
Rob Holding
Got a
had
move
great.
this transfer window, Rob Holding did. Moved from Palace to Middlesbrough.
I'll tell you who else had a good hair transplant.
Wayne Rooney.
Townsend. No. I think Wayne Rooney's hair transplants were shit.
That was the banter.
Townsend's hair transplants
Yeah,
great.
Townsend was good.
I'll give you one that goes under the radar.
Yeah.
Joleon Lescott.
Johnny Lescott, yeah. Johnny Lescott's had a good one.
Can you think of any more?
I tell you what, didn't Aubameyang have one, bless him? He was
Yeah.
struggling. I think that was a good one.
That was a good hair transplant.
I'll tell you one of the best ones. David Silva.
Yes.
Bless
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
David Silva used to have lovely long hair.
Yeah. That's a good one. I'll tell you right.
I reckon all of them.
Now, listen. Right? Brighton's manager.
Hertzler.
Right?
Hertlocker.
He is 31 years old.
Oh, fuck me. That's when you know you're getting old.
Which
when there are
means-
managers
which
in the
means-
Premier League that are younger than me.
Which means officially being 31 years old,
Yeah.
he had a Nokia 3210.
Yep.
When he first was on BBM, he was BBMing girls his pins.
Yeah.
When you could first get ringtones for phones,
He was downloading those.
He probably had, knowing him, what is he, German? I'd imagine he probably had Bass Hunter.
I was literally about to go, all I ever wanted.
All I ever
wanted was to see you smiling. What a banger that was.
Now you're
Your God.
gone.
What was better, though? I think the first one was
All
better.
I ever wanted
that was better.
was to see you smiling.
He did that version of that in Swedish.
Yeah.
I just sang the Swedish one.
I've heard it.
Yeah.
So he definitely listened to Bass Hunter.
Yeah.
As a kid, he definitely played Pokemon.
Yeah.
And he had the struggles that we had of,
Pulling
trying
on MSN.
to watch porn on a dial-up computer. So
Yeah.
I can sympathise with him in a lot of ways.
Mm.
But 31 years old is very young for a manager. What have you made to his start to life at Brighton?
I think it's been underwhelming. The reason why I say that is because I think that squad is incredibly dense. I think he's got a lot of very good players there. Like a player like Baleba, who really is playing, but sometimes he isn't playing like every single week, still isn't getting in the team, shows you how good it is. That new guy they've signed, O'Reilly, he's very good. Pedro up front, he'll probably end up playing for Man United.
Yeah.
They've got some very good players.
Matoma,
Also,
by the way, who they've just turned down, what was it? 80 mil for?
70 million.
70
Yeah.
million for.
And Verbruggen, the goalkeeper as well. He's starting for Holland.
Would you have took
Netherlands. He's
that
starting.
money for Matoma if you were Brighton?
Would I have cashed in? Yes.
Say it was 70 mil, which I think it was around 70 mil.
Yeah,
Would you have cashed in?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
He's good, but he's
because
not been tearing it up this
isn't,
season.
Isn't he a winger? The young boy they signed from Newcastle.
Minter.
Isn't he a winger?
Yeah, he's winger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Plays on the same side.
Yeah. And do you know what's funny? Yeah, you mentioned Baleba there. You know when they signed
I
him?
rate him so much.
You know
He's
when
so
they
good.
signed him?
Yeah.
They signed 3 players, yeah? And they signed them all under like 20 million or whatever. I think Baleba remind me of what he was signed for. I'm gonna say he was the highest fee out of them. And
I don't think he was that
I think he was
much.
signed for about 11 million or something.
No,
like
a bit
that.
more than that. But
Okay,
nothing
15
huge.
mil, something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I don't know. You lot can tell me in the comment section.
Yeah.
But I remember when it happened, right? I read out these like 3 names they had signed, and I was having a conversation with you.
Yeah.
It might have been on the kickoff we were talking about this, right? And I went, you can guarantee that at least one of those boys is going to end up being sold for over 100 million.
Probably to us.
Yeah, it'd probably be in, wouldn't it?
It's funny, isn't it? Like you look at that team now, and I think weirdly, a lot of them could get in the team. Like, I think Verbruggen could get in the Chelsea team. I think Van Hecke could get in the Chelsea team. Like obviously they had Lamptey playing the other day. I mean, we were talking about fucking Evan Ferguson, weren't we? For God's sake.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of players. There's so many players in that squad that I think are super quality, like really. Good.
Welbs.
That guy Welbs. He's a freak.
Where did that guy Welbs come from? Was that like his handle or his username?
I don't even know.
No.
But it's a great title.
Yeah, he's a great
He's a bagsman, Welbeck. He's still doing it. I rate it.
Yeah, I rate it. Longevity in the game.
They've got a very good team, and I think that's what I mean about the manager. I think he may be in trouble, the manager, by the end of the season. I don't know if they'd sack him before the season, but I feel. But let's be honest, Brighton have got enough quality to be higher than they are.
Yeah, but then when I look at the teams above them, like they don't really have a right to be above anyone that is above them. Like Nottingham Forest absolutely playing out their skin. I look at the teams above and I kind of look and I think, well, maybe
They should be above.
No, but Bournemouth
are really good. Bournemouth are really good, but what I'm saying is Brighton's quality.
Yeah,
like
quality.
Squads.
Quality.
If Brighton had Iriola, they would be where Forest are.
Okay, so regardless of quality, right? If we're going on form, who should they be above on form? I would say the only one in there that I would look at is say Fulham. you should kind of probably be above.
And Villa have been
and maybe
poor
Villa.
as well.
They're the two that I would
Yeah,
agree
yeah.
with that Brighton should be above. So either way, one thing I do know is we're facing them twice at their ground in the
I hate
space of
this.
6 days.
Can I
or
just say
something.
this shouldn't be allowed? Like in the fixture computer that they do the draw for the FA Cup, it shouldn't be allowed that you're playing the same team like one after the other. It just gets boring.
Well, do you know what I don't like about it? It just gives me memories of Newcastle.
It's like that's
Because
the thing.
we
Like
beat
they
them,
figure
didn't
you
we?
out, don't they? Like even if you beat them the first time, they figure you out for the second time.
This is what I'm saying.
And it's really
And this is the
annoying.
question I'm going to lead you on to.
Yeah.
And it's a really hard question to answer, mate.
I know. Can I preempt the question?
Go on, what's the question?
I reckon you're going to ask me, which game would I rather win?
No, if you have to lose one of them,
I'd rather lose the FA Cup. 100%.
would you?
Yeah,
Than the league?
100%. Do you like? Okay, question back to you then. How much does the FA Cup even mean these days? Because
Fuck me, mate. I'd like to win a trophy.
No, but like-
imagine we won the FA Cup and the Europa Conference League this season and finished 4th.
I would rather. So okay.
I'd
Scenario.
close
scenario is-
down to Fulham Road. Have a
Scenario.
parade.
Scenario is we finish 6th, win the FA Cup, win the Conference League, or we finish 3rd, don't win the FA Cup, win the Conference League. What would you choose?
3rd, but I think
100%.
Yeah.
That's my decision there. I think you almost, and I know this is going to sound really weird, I think you almost don't want to progress too far in the FA Cup. I think this might be the game to lose, and then you focus on the league. This season is all about the league. If we don't get Champions League football this season, we're fucked.
I'll tell you who a cup would mean more to Brighton, wouldn't it, than
Yeah.
to Chelsea? Because that would kind of cap off their sort of historic success and rise and whatnot, which is one that is pretty remarkable under Tony Bloom, coming all
Yeah.
the way up from, I think it was League One or whatever,
Yeah.
and what they've done
Wasn't
there.
as good as Bournemouth's, but
No.
it was pretty good.
No, Luton's was the best.
Luton's was unreal.
Luton's was the best.
And they have a player that played in every single one of those divisions.
Yeah.
They're from the National League.
Yeah, the winger. Yeah.
No, he was a centre mid.
Was he
Very
centre
good player. Very good player.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
thought it was
yeah.
a winger for some
No,
reason.
no,
Yeah.
I rate him so
Yeah.
highly.
Either Luton, by the way, sorry
They're
to go off
fucked.
subject. They're fucked, aren't they? They're going to go
They shouldn't have
down.
sacked the manager. They should.
gonna go
He was a
down,
good
mate.
manager. He was. What was his
Yeah.
name? I can't remember.
By the way, Rob Edwards.
Rob
wasn't it?
Edwards,
Yeah.
yeah.
Can we
Best looking
give a
manager
little...
in the Championship.
No.
Rob Edwards was.
No.
Go on.
Best looking manager in Championship?
Yeah, go on.
You're a laugh, aren't you?
Who's it?
Easy.
Go on.
Easy.
Frank Lampard.
Frank Lampard. He's having it
Oh
off.
fuck me! I need
He's
to put my
having it
hands up
off.
now. Let me do my moment here. I need to put my hands up now because yes, I did say a quote where I said that Wayne Rooney's managerial career was better than Frank Lampard's, and I am totally wrong. This was like the Cucurella moment that you had.
Yeah.
I'm not making it about you. This was the worst call that I've ever made.
So
'Cause
you
Frank
said
Lampard is a
to
legend.
me, and it was only about 4 months ago.
I think it was about 3 months.
It was about
I think
3
it was
months
about 2.
ago. You went to me, well, there's no real difference in Wayne Rooney's managerial career and Frank Lampard's. And hold on, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Like,
That was a bad
What's
take.
he been smoking? I'll have some of that, please. Like,
Yeah.
Well, and yeah, I think the point was already proven, I think, initially, because I think you saw the reaction from it.
Yeah.
And we all make blunders. I'm not going to
Oh,
hold
we
it
all
against
make
you. I'm not
blunders.
going to hold
That was
it
a bad
against
one,
you.
though.
But that was... Yeah, that was the Sassy Sanchez-esque, that blunder, But now, Frank Lampard having it off. But just quickly, are you someone that likes to put their money where their mouth is? Well, if you are, then there is only one app that you need to be using, my friends, and that is StakeMate, which is obviously my favourite betting app, and the main reason why you can bet with your mates in the group chats, and in doing so you can even receive boosted odds. And by the way, I'm just part of the club. It isn't only me who loves StakeMate. Just go on the App Store. They have got an average rating of 4.8, and I'm guessing a lot of you guys have heard of Sports Bible. Well, they love it too, because they wrote this article about how StakeMate is the future of betting. And I've got good news for you, because if you sign up to StakeMate for the first time using the link in the description below to this video, you will receive £20 in free bets when you bet just a tenner. And they're offering even more bonuses as you play. But onto my favourite feature, it has got to be the groups section. Obviously, we have got the Joey Knight squad up and running at the minute, where thousands of pounds have been won already, including a nice little bet by myself. First of the season. season so far the other day. Myself, the big dog, and you guys that are already part of the Joey Knight squad are chatting away. We're suggesting bets and talking about the weekend's football each week in general. But how do you get involved? Well, it's really, really easy. All you have got to do is download the StakeMate app. The sign-up process is really simple, and then once you're in, you want to click the groups and then click invite code. The invite code is JOEYK. Once you have put that in, you will officially be a member of the Joey Knight squad, where you can suggest bets, swap bets, and even get boosted odds with the rest of us. Now, this weekend's the fourth round of the FA Cup, and there is always some fourth round upsets. So here is my bet. I am going to start off with David Moyes' Everton getting the win against Bournemouth. Then Frankie Lampard's Coventry getting the huge upset, in my opinion, against Ipswich. Moving on, we are going to go with Stoke to get the win at home against Cardiff. And then Newcastle are going to get the away win against Birmingham. And at the time of recording, by placing just £5 on that, I stand to win over 105 quid. Then the first thing that I always do is hit your bets, and then I share it into the Joey Knight squad so that you guys can have a look. You can either disagree with me on where I've gone wrong, or you can even copy the bet yourself and you can get in on the action. So hit the link in the description if you want to get involved. Remember, the invite code is JOEYK. If you use that code, you will be part of the Joey Knight squad. And before we go, a huge shout out to StakeMate for their continued support of the channel. Remember, you must be 18 years old or over. You must be living inside the UK, and we always must remember to gamble responsibly. And he looks like he might get him into playoff spots or something.
I would love it if he did get promoted with them. That would be exquisite,
it'd be brilliant.
Wouldn't it? It'd be nice to have him back in the Premier League. And again, like me, it would be good to prove all the dissenters and the doubters wrong that question his managerial ability.
He got Derby to a playoff final.
He did, and they still didn't win it, did they? Did they finish sixth that season? Didn't win.
You know what he needs to do at Coventry? Seriously.
Yeah.
Work some connections.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I honestly think that if he could get Mason Mount on a loan at Coventry, I think that Mason Mount might get into the Coventry team.
He might just squeeze in.
And I think he'd turn up there. He'd turn up there and his dad would go, feels like home, son.
Yeah, feels like home.
Feels like home.
Do you know what's gutting about this is Frank will only be able to get, one or two players from Chelsea.
Who would you give him?
Next season.
Who would you assign Frankie Lampard? I'll give you one straight away.
I'll give you one as well.
I'll get, and this one isn't going to be someone you're thinking of.
Yeah.
And this is going to be someone that next season I think could be the bollocks for Coventry and really, really give them some solid work. And do you know what? Experience by this point as well. Alfie Gilchrist.
I wouldn't have said that.
You wouldn't have said that, but that makes sense.
I would sell Alfred Gilchrist to Coventry. Give him a little parting gift.
Yeah.
I could see that. The loan that I was gonna say, and this also might sound a bit mad, I think this is the most impactful signing that we could give them is Dacho Fofana.
Really? I think he could bang goals in the Championship.
He did it for Burnley.
Yeah.
He did it for Burnley.
Yeah.
I think he could do it in the Prem as well, though.
Yeah.
And also, if Carney's still there, let's talk about Carney.
Carney's not.
He's too good, isn't he?
Down to Coventry.
If they come up to the Prem.
Oh, if they come up to the Prem, yeah. I'll tell you who I'd give them, even if they're in the Championship.
Yep.
Because I believe that Frank Lampard could really do a job and get the best out of him and progression and give him loads of minutes and whatnot. Tyrick George.
I thought you were going to say Joshua Champong.
And do you know what? Nah, Josh Champong's too good, I think. Do you know what? Maybe even Raksaki.
Raksaki would be good. Yeah. Maybe we just need to give them the entire youth team and just have Chelsea B in the Premier League.
There you go.
That'd be fun.
There you go.
Are you for B teams because in Spain they have Real Madrid B? And they play in the division below. You for
Nah, not really for it.
No.
Not really for it. We've got a B team. Play them in the Conference League.
play them this weekend.
Them lot are going to miss the Conference League.
I
quite miss the Conference League, by the way.
I quite miss the Conference League.
We're not even in the next round.
It's quite nice to sort of just get an 8-0 win every now and then, isn't it?
I know.
We weren't even winning 8-0.
Great for morale.
Yeah. That is a shame, though. We're going to miss out on the B team. Who's even going to play in the Conference League? Is Cole Palmer going to be in the squad?
God knows. But now, with the state of our squad, there is no B team for Conference League. It's falling apart, mate. We're just
Bettinelli's going to have to start playing.
Oh, my God. First starting God knows how long, years and years, or possibly ever.
Yeah.
Right. We have gone with, I would say, a strong lineup. You can see it on screen right now. And the first thing we need to speak about is the fact that we are stuck with Jorgensen in goal. Now, here's my rationale behind sticking with Jorgensen in goal. Do you know what worries me? It worries me that Enzo Maresca may give Robert Sanchez what he would like to, make out our cup minutes. Robert Sanchez may not be put under the same sort of pressure by Brighton that he's going to be put under in big matches in the Premier League or whatever. He might go a match, which he has done before plenty of times, without making a high-profile mistake. He might make some good saves in that match, and then all of a sudden, Enzo Maresca might go, there you go, mate. You've proved yourself. I dropped you for one match. You've proved yourself. For me, it's really, really important that we justify signing Jorgensen, by the way, paying a fee for him, taking him, he was a number one starting goalkeeper for Villarreal. I think it's really important that we give him a 6-7 game run in the team and then assess where we're at. And my worry that is, if you give Sanchez the cup minutes, I don't mind it. I don't mind Sanchez starting if you promise me you'll start Jorgensen against Brighton in the league. That I don't mind. I don't mind. But if you even think about doing it and then if Sanchez has a good match, you go, right, okay, we give Sanchez a start, that's where I draw the line.
Did you see the interview that Maresca did after the game?
Said that Sanchez needed a rest.
And did you see the smile when the guy asked the question about Jorgensen and Sanchez, though? Like, a lot of people have been reading into that and saying that he's been trying to drop or thinking about dropping Sanchez for a long time. And he's finally done it, and now he's free from the shackles. We've gone for Jorgensen in this match. I think the rationale for me is that I want to continue that run of form, and I want him to build some sort of, I don't know,
momentum, confidence.
So relationship with the centre-backs. Yeah. So I personally think, and much like the rest of the team, which we'll talk about in a second, I think we just sort of roll with the punches here. We're playing on Saturday, then we're not playing until the following Friday.
It's the Friday, and as well, remember, we're also coming off the back of a game that before that we had a 9-day rest or something like that.
Biggest break we've had all season. Really.
So if you actually take it into the context of like a 20-day period, we've been well rested. Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah, I don't think we need to rotate too much. And to be fair, how much can we even rotate with the squad that we've got now? We've gone from having quite a big squad to having a bit of a tight one now.
Well, when you look at the back line, we have rotated a little bit from the previous game, obviously. Malo Gusto, we're bringing back in there.
Yeah.
Now, for me, personally, I think that if we're going to have Malo Gusto in there, I think that he should be the one that inverts a little bit more. And I think that Cucurella maybe sits in alongside the likes of Trevor Chalobah, Levi Colwill. But, however, the way I actually see things playing out is more so that both Cucurella and Malo Gusto get up, and it's actually Caicedo that sits in there with Trevor Chalobah and Levi Colwill. Obviously, Tosin Adarabioyo started the game and had a really good game, and there will be people who will say to me, because a lot of people get on my case and say that I've got Cobham bias, and a lot of people say you never criticise Levi Colwill. Now, Levi Colwill had a stinker of a first half against West Ham, didn't he?
And a stinker, I think, potentially in the entire game against Man City.
Yeah. But he did pull it together a little bit in the second half. Didn't make any sort of high-profile mistakes in that second half and was a little bit better.
Caveat to Levi Colwill, he's 21.
Yeah, exactly.
I think a lot of people forget this.
Exactly.
And he's a fucking baller.
Yeah.
And every club up and down the country wanted him.
But at the same time of saying that, I wouldn't be adverse to seeing a centre-back pairing of Trevor Chalobah and Tosin Adarabioyo for this one.
I wouldn't be adverse to it, but also, like, Levi knows Brian very well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, for me, and correct me if you're wrong, he's the first name in the team sheet from the defensive perspective.
From a defensive perspective, for Enzo Maresca, he's the first name in the team sheet.
Other than Cucurella. Because Cucurella doesn't have any other options.
Cucurella's got no one.
Yeah, he's got no challenges.
Yeah,
that's all he does.
Sent Viega and Chilwell out, so there you go.
It's gonna be interesting to see what happens when Badiashile comes back.
Yeah,
Badiashile.
He was on a hot run of form, by the way.
Do you think that Badiashile comes back and is the starting partner to Levi Colwill until the end of the season?
I personally, and I was proved wrong in the match. Obviously, one match is one match, and it doesn't signify, or however you say it.
Signify.
You know, the whole season. But I personally looked at that match and went, it shouldn't be Tosin and Levi Colwill. It should be Chalobah and Levi Colwill. Obviously, Tosin had a really good game, didn't he? He had a really good game, and Levi Colwill was the one that underperformed. But personally, I think our strongest two is Trevor Chalobah and Levi Colwill. That's my personal thing. But again, you know what you're going to say. It's common bias, isn't it?
Yeah, and really what you mean to say is our best two is Fofana and Colwill when he's fit.
If available, yeah. So on to the midfield. There's no surprise there. It's Caicedo and Enzo. Do you think there's any chance we see the new boy in this game at all?
I mean,
Not
he
for
might
the start,
struggle
but
to
some
even
minutes
be off the bench. I mean, the thing is, he doesn't know the system at all. I think there's more likelihood that Dewsbury Hall plays and maybe even starts. We've got to be, mate, when we talk about wrapping players in cotton wool, one is Cucurella, because if he gets injured, we're completely fucked. If either Caicedo or Enzo gets injured, I'd be potentially more worried about Caicedo. We are dead as a dodo.
Potentially is the wrong word. I'd definitely be more worried about Caicedo getting injured than Enzo. And that's not because I don't rate Enzo, but that's just what Caicedo brings.
If Caicedo
to the team,
is injured without Lavia, we are absolutely fucked.
Yeah.
So maybe this is a game. Do you know what weird to say? Maybe this is a game that I would rest Caicedo.
I think I would. I think I'd possibly rest Caicedo.
Yeah.
And
would you do Enzo
Dewsbury Hall in there with Enzo Fernandez?
You'd have those two together.
But I am going to say that the team I'm picking is Caicedo.
Yeah, me too.
It's just I'm not adverse to resting him. Obviously, we look at that front line, right? A lot of change in that front line. The mainstay is Cole Palmer in that number 10 role, but we've got Pedro Neto in there from the start, as he should be. I think a man of the match performance with only, 40-odd minutes on the pitch. I think he was electric. And Nkunku over on the left-hand side. I think we've spoke in the previous podcast, yesterday's video, how it's important that now João Felix is gone, and obviously Mykhailo Mudryk, pending a miracle happening, won't be with us between now and the end of the season. It's important that we do start to make sure we're giving Nkunku minutes, because one injury and all of a sudden that player who's been cast aside is very much needed. And as much as you can always throw the thing at players, which I do, of saying, well, you're on 100 plus grand a week, like you should be fucking interested. At the same time, we all know that life doesn't necessarily work like that. You can get yourself to a point in life where you're earning really good money, but you can still be depressed. Do you know what I mean? So you can still have a bit of like a down in the dumps attitude, regardless of what you're getting paid. It's more about how much you're getting played. So I think give him the minutes. Let's see him out on the left-hand side. And I think we both agree he's not a number 9, but I think there's still, the question's still out on, is he and can he be a left winger? Because I remember when he came on in the Cup against Newcastle and he played on that left wing, and mate, he looked really, really good.
Yeah, so I think he also makes the striker better in that role. I think, bearing in mind how poor he's been as a number 9 and really misprofiled, he's not a number 9 at all. And we basically missed out on Samu and ended up having to put João Felix in, and that's why this has all fallen apart, the house of cards. But ultimately, when Nkunku plays as a, like, let's say he's a sort of half winger, half number 10, I think he involves the striker in a way that he gets loads of goals. I think the striker will get more goals, Nkunku will get goals as well. And the key thing with him that I think we need to talk about is, he is technically one of our best players, and therefore you just need to sometimes crowbar players like that into the team. I also think that by playing a left winger that maybe is a little bit closer to the inside of the pitch, you allow Cucurella to bomb on. And if you allow Cucurella to bomb on, then we've got some more left-sided actual, crossing ability. Yeah. And I think we look really good. So I think that's the way to go. And then for me, Jackson is the one that continues up top.
Jacko, if he's down the middle.
If he's fit, because I don't know if you saw this, but he was slipping over so many times in the game.
It was after that injury that forced him off.
In a way where it was like, I'm not sure whether your leg is working properly. Because it was like, I think it was a hip injury or something. Or maybe
it looked to me like a hamstring, but then he come back on and he was sprinting straight away. Mark Yu also looked like he got injured in that match. Yeah. So we'll see. However, if Mark Yu isn't injured, and I'm assuming he is, because it was very late in the match. He went down, he stayed down, and it looked like one where he looked like he was in some pain.
Yeah.
If he isn't injured, again, I know I've got Jackson on the team sheet, I wouldn't be unhappy at all to see Mark Yu start this
Well, let's discuss this then. What was if both of them are injured? Who would you play up front?
Then you'd go in Nkunku up front, I think.
No.
You'd go Cole Palmer, would you?
I think there is a debate to be had about what is the best player there. I actually weirdly think that in terms of finishing ability, Neto might be the best option to play up top as a false nine if you're going to do that. Because Cole Palmer, we saw it. What was the game last season that he played up at false nine and it was absolute shit? Was it Middlesbrough? Cup semi-final.
It was, yeah.
I don't know if I would have relived that again.
Yeah,
Cole Palmer is wasted up top.
Yeah.
He's okay as a sort of like...
He's also wasted when he has to drop too deep to fucking do stuff for himself.
Me off so much.
We need to find out some sort of way to make some space.
But that's our team. I think we've gone quite strong.
Yeah.
But I think with the gap in between games, I think that's okay.
Give me a score prediction for this one, Josh. What are we saying?
3-2.
3-2.
I think there's
that
going to
many
be goals. I think there's going to be a lot of goals.
You? I'm going to go over 2-1 Chelsea win for this one. I will be getting out a post-match review probably the morning after the game for this one. So keep your eyes peeled for it. I will see you all in the next one.